The unfortunate reality of the startup world is that most startups fail. I've been the CEO of a company that has gone through a shutdown. It stunk. It was miserable. It was a really, really difficult time. And today on Brett's Brain, we're going to talk about the two key things you need to keep in mind if you're going through a downturn for your startup, or you're going through a process around shutting down or closing something you've been working on for a long time. And really the most important thing, and the first thing, is communicate. You need to communicate with all of your key stakeholders. If you're at that point already and your investors don't know, you haven't done a good job communicating to this point, and you really need to start now. Ideally, your investors won't be surprised, your owners won't be surprised, your co-founders won't be surprised, because you've done a great job of communicating along the path and you've tried to leverage them for advice and mentorship. However, if you haven't done that, you need to start communicating right away. And I know it feels like an incredibly difficult conversation, and it is a difficult conversation to have. But frankly, if they're good investors and good co-founders, it's going to be easier than you think. And they're also going to be able to help you. An investor invests in lots and lots of startups. They've been through this before. They might have some best practices. They might have some tips. They might be incredibly helpful for you. So the more you communicate up front, the better. You also need to be communicating with employees and other key stakeholders that you have in the organization. Use your mentors and investors that have been through it before, or other founders that have been through it before, to understand what the best timelines to start communicating things to the rest of the organization are. You don't want to shut down without having told your employees, and the next day they're out in the cold. You need to give them enough time. And that leads me to the second thing that you need to do, which is you really need to put your employees first. If you do have people, make sure that they can get as soft a landing as possible. Leverage your network, leverage your connections, leverage your investor network to help them figure out where to go next or what to do next. Taking care of your employees will go a long way for your personal credibility as a founder. And even though this company and this startup failed, you might do another one, and that one might be successful. And how you handle this shutdown today will influence your chance at success in your next company. So make sure you're incredibly communicative and make sure you take care of your employees. If you do those two things, you'll get through the shutdown as gracefully as possible.